And it came to pass that night that the word of Yahuwah came unto Nathan, saying, Go and tell my servant David, Thus says Yahuwah, Shall you build me a house for me to dwell in? Greetings, Judah, Israel, DFG Gideon's flight. Hey guys, I just want to take a few minutes today and talk about, two things. One, why I believe that it's wrong for us to be sitting inside of, sanctuaries or temples or churches or mosques, whatever they, mausoleums, museums, anywhere that death is being emphasized. I want to talk about that. And then secondly, I want to share with you, how Elohim desires to move within his people and what will bring that, to us. Because a lot of times, when others are fighting, we're trying to get through this thing, where is Elohim? Where is he in my life? How do I hear from him? How do I know it is him? Well, there are some indicators, and that's what we're going to talk about. But the statement that I just read from you, or we'll say the verse of scripture from our book, came from the book of 2 Samuel chapter 7. And this is a conversation that David is having with Elohim within himself. And this comes right after, the denouncing, of that simpleton, that idiot, that bitter, jealous, Michal, David's wife, who just could not stand to see, her own man, growing in Elohim, and the people around him admiring him, for his dedication, for his zest, his zeal. So right after David has put her right where Elohim told him to put her, out of his life, put her ass on the shelf, now he can hear better, his hearing becomes increased because he's removed. He's removed what I would say, the spirit of jealousy out of his house. He has removed the spirit of envy out of his house. And now he, in his house, his home, his space, has the freedom, because he lacks the distraction, to hear from Elohim. And this, again, let me be clear. The envy, the jealousy that I speak of here, yes, that's David's situation. Yes, that's many men of Israel situation. Quite frankly, it's many men's situation. But I'm going to say this as well. A lot of our sisters are dealing with the same thing with so-called believing men. Men who have no witness to their passion, their love, their desire for Elohim, but have overflow witness to their jealousy, bitter, and envy towards their women. So it's both ways. And, this is what I'll say to you sisters out there with men who don't love Elohim, but they claim to love you. First off, you're being made a fool. That is deception. That is mass deception. If that man is loving you and he doesn't love Elohim, then trust me, soon as a crisis comes within your relationship, he's going to show real fast that you mean nothing to him. I mean, when I say nothing, nothing. He will abandon you with children. He will abandon you with resources. He will abandon you for other women. He will pretty much relegate you to a nobody or to a nothing. In essence, he will feed you to the wolves. That's why it's important when y'all bring a man of Elohim and that man is bold and courageous and that man is willing to stand for Elohim regardless of the circumstances, you should fight with all your might, with everything that's in you, as you saw David had done or demonstrated. You should fight with everything inside of you to keep him. And you should shut off all of those wicked voices around you that might want to come to you with their advice around how this man is misleading you, and this man is just trying to, keep you from your friends and keep you from your family. You need to put that in check. You need to rebuke that voice, just like David rebuked, resisted, shut down the voice of Michal, because when he did that, he was able to even see further into his desire. Yah opened his eyes, to look clearer to his relationship with Elohim. And again, what this message, in this case, when I say it's a two-sided message, it applies to the men and it applies to the women. Again, brother, if Elohim has given you the opposite of a Michal, a woman who respects you, who loves Elohim in you, you should do everything in your power, everything that Yah puts in your body, to make sure that she's appreciated, that she knows her value in your relationship with Yah, your relationship, in your going and coming, in other words, your everyday life. And, you should make sure that she knows that you are willing to go however far to ensure that not only she's provided for, but that she's protected, she's loved, because we as men are capable of loving, believe it or not, very capable of loving. I will tell you, we're more capable of loving than women are. Why our book says, husband, love your wives as Elohim has loved you. Wives, obey or submit unto your men as you would submit unto Elohim. He didn't use the word love for you, sister. He used the word help, stand, be with him, be a true rib to him, his sidekick. But never undermine him, never betray him, never turn back. Never turn back. If he's a man of Elohim, sisters, you don't turn back. Because the book says, if you do, you're going to be like a dog going back to your vomit. And Yah is not going to hear your prayers. He says you're going to be like a pig going back to the mud. In other words, going back to your past. He said Elohim is not going to hear your prayers. And I know you don't want to believe your brother. I know you want to believe your religious. You want to believe, well, that's he'll forgive anything. No, he won't. No, he won't. This book is written to us to remind us how Elohim works through us, how Elohim has worked through us. See, this is a history book. This is not a novel. This is not your science book. This is not your U.S. history book that's full of lies and deceptions to promote supremacy, white supremacy. No, this is the only true text. This text is a pure text. Men inspired by Elohim recorded the events during their lifespan. And they put it in the book so that generations to come, our generation, the last generation, would know the ways, the statutes, the expectations of Elohim. So that we what? So we would not stumble and fall when the evil days come, when the evil voices come to whisper in our ear and tell us, oh no, you don't want to do that. Oh no, you don't have to do that. Oh, whatever. That's why these things were written for you, sister. Why it was written for us, brothers. So that we would understand when these days of temptation would come to us, these lying spirits would come, that we would know not to listen. We would know that when Yah took us out, he was leading us somewhere, and we needed to stay the course. And unfortunately, many of us are blind men, are like Balaam. Y'all remember Balaam? Balaam was the prophet who allowed himself to be propositioned by another king, someone who, was fearful of Israel because what they had taken, they knew that Israel potentially could take it back. You see, that's the fear of religion. That's the fear of our enemies. See, that religion stole our destiny by lying to us, infiltrating our history book, applying, our birthright to these white folks in the Middle East and flowing all through Hollywood and New York and everywhere else who are masquerading as the people of Elohim. Just as they stole that, from us, they have tried to steal not only our birthright, our destiny, our purpose. And now they're coming back and saying, hey, let's also take and use religion as a weapon to chop them down. And let's get, all of this debauchery, I guess, for lack of a word. Bring that to them and then deceive them, proposition them, get people around them to proposition them. And you know what proposition? I'm going to give you an example, sisters, what a proposition looks like. They will take social media programs. Like, what's the most recent one? I didn't even know anything about this program. I'm sure a lot of you knew about it. The program that's, fans only? I didn't realize that our sisters, some of our brothers possibly, but mainly our sisters, was using, that particular website to get money by exploiting their bodies. In other words, they had become what we would call, when I was a kid, pornography. Those rated X's. In other words, what's the name? Phono pornography. I can't even say the word. In other words, they have become whores. Social media whores, literally whores. They are selling their body, to get views and to raise money. Pornography hoes. That's what I meant to say. And if you're a part of that, you're a pornography whore. And you better go back and read Revelation 21:8, because that whore spirit in you, just because you're not having sex with somebody, but that whore spirit in you, Elohim is hearing everything that you're hearing. See all those demons that you're feeding out there, sister? All those fans that you have? All those men who are contributing to you as you continue to reveal your body to them? Those devils? I just want you to know, Elohim has seen it, he hears it, and guess what? He is going to judge you harshly for it, just like David judged Michal for her wickedness. She called him vile, and really, she was the one that is vile. Vile. And I'm saying to you sisters out there who are exploiting your body that way, who think it's harmless. Maybe you need to go back and read Matthew chapters, I want to say it's either 5 or 6, when he says, if a man, thinking about, fornication in his mind, he's guilty of fornication. If a woman is thinking about adultery in her mind, she's guilty. She's equally guilty as though she had actually done it. And I think many of you have forgotten about that, because why? Your religion watered down the message through lies and lying teachers, so-called preachers, pastors, co-pastors, evangelists, whatever you were, putting you in these death chambers that they call churches, and they watered down our truth and encouraged the lie. And what did our book say? Woe unto you. In other words, hellfire to you who call evil good and good evil. See, Michal, when David came into the city celebrating the victory of the people, she called that evil. She called it evil. Never for 1 second did she ever consider that she was not going up against David when she went against her man. She was going against Elohim. And again, so we can keep this thing in context. As I started this message, a lot of you are hating men for their growth. A lot of you are hating men because these men are leading you to grow, or at least encouraging you to grow. And you think by rejecting that man that I only rejected him. No, you rejected Elohim. Just so you know. You rejected Elohim because Elohim has placed these men, I'm talking about these men who love him, in your life to guide you. That's why he created that man first. His man. I'm not talking about these heathens out here. I'm not talking about these men out here who just want you for your body. Just want you for your resources, to be honest with you. Some of these men are chasing you, believe it or not, because of the clothes you wear, because you have a job, sisters, believe it or not, because you got a house, and they don't have to pay no rent. They just move out their mama house and come move in your house. Because of your transportation, they don't have a car. Without you, they'd be on the bus. But they're telling you they love you, and of course they'll get in the bed with you. They'll do whatever they got to do to you, send you off nice and happy. And when you walk out that door, or walk down that street, or drive up that road, that devil is doing every kind of wicked thing that he can do to cast more spells to keep you seduced. As Paul talked about seducing spirits, silly women being seduced by wicked men to keep them enslaved mentally, but what they could do to them physically. Instead of looking for men after Elohim's own heart, who can keep you free, keep you strong. And at the end of the day, my dear sister, ensure that you are doing your part to inherit eternal life in the world to come. And again, you brothers, again, I can apply this to you. Who is the woman in your bed? In other words, who is your lover? Who is she? Is she Abigail or is she Michal? Said it the right way. Is she Abigail or is she Michal? Who's in your bed, brother? Well, you might say DFG. I don't know. I think it's Abigail. Well, does she demonstrate the traits of Abigail? Because you see, one thing Abigail was not, she wasn't selfish. Abigail did not have an OnlyFans page. She would have never had an OnlyFans page. She would have realized that would have made her whorish. That would have made her selfish. That would have made her a tramp. That would have made her equivalent to a dunghill, a place where men go to take a shit. Abigail would never have tolerated that. And Abigail was, if you have an Abigail with you, she's never going to be selfish. She's never going to exploit her body. She's never going to, not recognize the man of Elohim. And she's going to do whatever it takes, whatever sacrifice she has to make to ensure that the man of Elohim can complete his mission and stay on his purpose. Because that's what Abigail did. Just to quickly remind you of what happened there. I've told you about what happened with Michal. Michal was just sitting at the window looking. Jealous of the handmaidens, jealous of the servants, all the people. Handmaidens and servants would just be like, the people that a man would have a certain amount of influence of. Let's just say if he's a leader in a business, a leader in anything. And the people who work with that man, they respect him because of his leadership. They respect that the people who, who he worked for respect him because they can trust him, that he's going to show up and do what he's supposed to do. And all those people, they respect that man because they say, I've seen him take a stand. I've seen him do what's right. I see him be just. I can also see him be bold. I can see him, fight evil. I can see him take responsibility. I can see him hold people accountable, but I also see where he has an empathetic heart. That he would never wrong anybody just to please himself. See, that's the kind of influence that David had, but his wife hated that because she wanted it to be all about her. She didn't care about anybody else. All she cared about was herself. And she couldn't see that she had a great man because she was too busy looking for a trash can. Yes, you heard me correct. She wasn't looking for a great man. She was looking for a trash can. Someone that she could spew her garbage on. All of her crap. He would take all of her crap and never complain. Never say a word. Just keep on keeping on. No expectation for her. You know what I'm saying? No challenging her to be the best woman that she can be. Just let her do whatever she wants to do and keep his mouth shut. And unfortunately, many of the sisters of Israel, many so-called black women, have become Michal, hating their men. Because the man, if a real man, had expectation for them. And they settle for trash men, the garbage men, who have no expectation outside of sex and access to their property, access to their assets. And what's your property, sister? Your body is your property too, just so you know. Your body is your property. It is your temple. And so when you with a man, because he wants your body, and you lying with him because he wants your body, and he gives you little different things to make sure he can get your body, then you're a garbage can and he's a trash man. He's a trash man, or you're the trash woman and he's the garbage can. In other words, you're in filth. You're in filth. And so your OnlyFans and your other pages, even your social media pages where you're standing there using your body to get your likes and to get your, comments and, oh, you so beautiful. Look, you are beautiful. Da, 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 da. I'm just letting you know. You're no different than Michal. And see, when you and here's a better way to look at it. When you're using your body, even if you don't have a man, what you're doing is telling Elohim, you know what? Shit on you. I don't care nothing about you, Elohim. I'm gonna take control of my own life. Uh-oh. I think I just hit a sore spot. When you're using social media to promote yourself, what you're saying is, I'm going to take control over my own life. In essence, I don't need Elohim. I don't need his man. All I need is what I got in my trash can. I'm just going to use that little womb of mine to attract everything I want. And I'm going to use that little womb, vagina of mine, to control anyone who wants to be in my life. Garbage in, garbage out. But now let's get back on track. Abigail. You talked about Michal. And I haven't forgot about Balaam. I'm coming back to him. And I haven't forgot about this message. But let's go back now to Abigail. Who was Abigail? Well, Abigail was married to a fool. Nabal. His very name means a fool. A selfish man. Only cared about himself. All his stuff. His possessions. What he owned. Never could see that what he had was the possessions that he had were only allowable for him to keep because there was the presence of Elohim on his borders. The presence of Elohim on his borders. He was never able to recognize it was by the grace of Elohim that he had the things that he had. And when Elohim came to him and said, now, like Yeshua told the rich young ruler, sell all you have and give it to the poor and follow me. Nabal was the same way. He said, oh, hell no. I'm not giving up nothing. I don't owe nothing to nobody. I got this on my own and I'm keeping it. You might say, well, DFG, I don't remember that story. Well, that is the story, brothers and sisters. I just gave you a precept to tie it in. Because when David came or sent his men to Nabal and said, hey, look, we've been protecting your land. We've been out here for a long time. You know why you had peace in your home, my brother? You know why you were able to keep all your stuff? It's because we've been out there fighting off all those people who were coming to take it. You just didn't know it. And now we're coming to say, okay, can you share some of what you have with us? And you know what he said, that devil said? The devil in many men today, same demon that was in Nabal. I don't owe you nothing. What God? I don't know nothing about nothing like that. You better get out of here. Who are you? Why should I give my heart the stuff I worked hard for? Why should I give it to you? Never realizing the only reason why he had it was because of those men. So that's a lot of men today. In your own selfishness, you don't realize that Elohim is protecting you. That's why you still have your business in COVID. That's why you still have your business with, in all of this social distancing, all this economy crashing, lack of resources, famine that's coming. Why you think even though you're wicked, you think that you're smart, that you're clever, that you're getting it because because you know how to work the system. So you're like Nabal, brother. No, the system is working you. You're just too dumb to see it. You're too blind, maybe it's a better word, to see it. In other words, Elohim, although he's not with you, his men is around you. His presence is around you. And now it's time for you to recognize that presence when it comes in your face. These messages, these words. What are you going to do? What most of you do is you just turn off the channel. You're marginalized. I ain't got no time for that religious shit. That's what you say. You know it. So here when David men came to Nabal and said, hey, look, we need some resources. You got plenty. We've been protecting your stuff. I know you didn't ask us to do it, but trust me, if we had not done it, you would have been wiped out a long time ago. But like Nabal, what they say, get out of here. I ain't doing nothing for you. Selfish. Selfish. And Abigail she took the initiative. When she heard what this fool had said, what she said to herself, oh my goodness, why am I with this? How did I marry this idiot? How did I not see this selfish, lustful man, this prideful man, this fool? Because David, when David got word that Nabal said that he wasn't giving them anything, he wasn't going to recognize their presence, David made a proclamation before Elohim. He gave his word to Elohim. I'm going to go over there, and me and my men going to kill his wicked ass, and we're going to kill every man in his house. Servants, helpers, slaves, whatever he got there, we killing everything that piss against the wall. That's quote, unquote. Read it for yourself. And he did say, piss it against the wall. Now, Abigail, when she heard this, she was like, hold it, wait. She didn't go to Nabal and say, look, you need to turn back to Elohim. She said, oh, no, this is a fool. I don't care what I say to him. He going to do what he want to do any damn way. Because all he cares about is the stuff that he has. He just want to impress me with his materialism. And unfortunately, I was seduced by that. I was attracted to his stuff. How many of you sisters can say that? You let some man have you went with the man because you were attracted to his stuff, only to find out that you were a fool. And this fool don't love Elohim, and he can never love you. He can only just give you stuff. But see, when all this stuff run out, like a lot of, and you got examples of, look at all these athletes who had millions of dollars. When they go broke, their women go broke too. When they're sitting outside homeless on the street, where you think their women are? They had to go back home to their mamas and friends, and probably in most cases they're not. Got rejected by all those people because those people looked at that. So when you had your shit, you didn't want to have nothing to do with us. So don't come running over here now. And y'all's probably judging the woman as she judges him. Because you are going to be judged with the man that you with if you don't take a stand against that foolishness, sister. Just so you know, you're going to go down right with him. That's why you can't afford to be with an unrighteous man. What's an unrighteous man? A man who does not know Elohim, a man who does not know the presence of Elohim, and a man who does not walk by the guidance of Elohim. That's a fool. A lot of you are sleeping with your food. You're sleeping with your own, and you're sleeping with your own death, your own destruction. Many of you have no idea that's what you're doing, but that's what you're doing. And you think it's okay because you go to church on Sundays, because you pray, or you have your daily, reading, your daily word. God doesn't hear you. When you put a man before Elohim, in other words, if you sleeping with that man don't love Elohim, then he's not going to hear you or that man. You're not going to be able to go around him unless you go around him boldly, as Abigail did. And what I mean boldly, I guess in a way, you got to sabotage his ass. What do you mean sabotage him, DFG? Means that you better be doing everything you need to do to get from under that devil. Abigail took all the resources that she could muster up right from under the nose of Nabal. He got drunk. Like most of these men spend their time, they go to work or do what they're doing. At nighttime, they can't even sleep. They got to be full of beer, whiskey, dope, whatever they got to be, because those demons in them won't let them sleep. Those demons in them, all them demons make them do is chase money and chase whores. Chase money and chase ass, vagina. That's it. Yours too, sister. You're just one of a plethora. You know what a plethora is? You're just one of many whores that he has slept with, and when you're done, or when he's done with you, he'll find the next whore. Nabal was a fool. And a righteous woman should be praying with all her heart, seeking to hear from Elohim, like Abigail, to get from under this fool or that fool. More importantly, you should be praying that Elohim will give you the heart to understand you shouldn't be with one of those fools, a man of the world, a man who only wants you for what you have. He doesn't see Elohim in you. He does not see Elohim in you. All he sees is, again, a trash can so he can empty his trash in you. And brothers, the same thing. She don't see Elohim in you if you're not a man of Elohim. She just sees a trash can so she can empty her trash in you. Constantly coming to you with her shit, venting, crying, complaining, blaming everybody but herself. Takes no responsibility for any damn thing. See, Nabal was the same way. He couldn't take no responsibility. Michal, same way. She took no responsibility for anything. It was always somebody else. That's how selfish people are. They never take time to consider the next person. I'm mad, I'm leaving. I don't like what you said, I quit. I can't have my way. I'm going to be on my way. See, that's the mindset of those who allow wickedness to control their minds and their hearts. A righteous woman is going to take a stand for truth. And she's going to put herself second. Even that means her family. She's going to put everything second because she's going to always understand that Elohim has to be first. If she wants to be first in the end, she has to make him first in the present. And that's what Abigail was. So she gathered resources and she brought it to David. And David was so pleased at her behavior. Respectfully, he said, well, sister, let me tell you this. You just saved all of your people. And she told me, she said, by the way, look, I know that fool that I'm married to is stupid enough to get us killed. He's at home drunk right now. But don't you worry about him. You are a king. And you got a great future ahead of yourself. So don't you sabotage your future because of his being wicked. Don't you be wicked, David. Look at the wisdom in that beautiful woman of Elohim. That's what she told David. David, don't you sacrifice. I heard about you. I know right now you're still, waiting to become king. But one day you're going to become king. Your destiny is not going to be hindered because, the enemy is attacking you. No, your destiny is assured. Your destiny is assured, David. Now, this is what the woman is saying to him. And David, in all of his anger, and all of his strength, and all of his, venom, because he wants to kill Nabal. He wants to kill all those men over there. A peaceful spirit came to him. See, sisters, that's what you bring. See, a righteous sister, a sister who loves Elohim with all her heart, her mind, her spirit, what you bring to your man is you bring a calming spirit to him. You calm down his rahuk with your words of wisdom, your words of honor, your words of encouragement. And David, he heard that. He heard her voice. And in her wisdom, guess what else happened? David's eyes opened and he said, wow, not only is this woman wise, not only does this woman know how to take charge when she has to take charge, but she's also beautiful. Because that's what the Bible says, the book says about a beauty. Elohim's idea of a beautiful woman is a meek and a humble spirit. You don't need the makeup. You don't have to, or the tight-fitting clothes. You don't need that. Not to be seen by Elohim, sister. You don't need that. Not to be blessed by Elohim. If you want to be blessed by these men, if you call that a blessing, it's not really a blessing, it's a curse. But you don't need all of that to be seen as a beautiful woman by Elohim. He said, I'm going to beautify you with your meekness, with your humbleness. And Abigail was that. While Michal was sitting up there with all her riches and all her wealth, despising the man of Elohim, Abigail, in her wealth and prosperity, was looking for ways to use it to edify the man of Elohim. You see the contrast between the two? She wasn't about herself. She was about what was right. And because she was about what was right, Elohim put a king before her. A real man before her. Not a trash man before her. He put David before her. And she was able to speak this love into David's life. No, don't you be unrighteous like him. You don't have to be like him. You're better than that. You have a future. This man doesn't have a future. This man got everything he wants, right? And he got all his toys. He got all his boys. He got all of his girls. He got all of his shit. That's a shit man. You are a great man. And the book says David became peaceful within himself because of her words of wisdom and her willingness to meet his needs. See, sisters, when you meet the needs of your man, if he's a man of Elohim, you're not, a fool. You're not being controlled. You're not silly. You're wise. You're wiser than all of your sisters, all of your friends. You're a wise woman when you do such things. But see, the world hates that. It's got to keep everybody in the darkness. That's why they'll tell you that you're a fool, because if you do what's right, that means they can't do what's wrong and get away with it. See, the book says darkness loves darkness. That's why they encourage you to walk away from your blessing, sisters. And your best blessing, as I said, is your man, because that man has the ability to plant seeds in you, to leave you a legacy. And if you're past the age or you can't have children, then he brings in his spirit in you. And he plants the seeds of Elohim, wisdom, the word, the guidance, the protection, provision. See, that's what you get when you go towards Elohim. Because she did what's right because she feared Elohim. And she didn't give a damn about no worldly men. She feared it. And, I can't say she wanted David, but I think when she saw him, I think she did. Because he said to her, you know what, by the way, I know you're a married woman and I don't break up. First of all, he said, I'm not an adulterer. You're married to a man, ain't no way I'm going to bother your relationship with your husband. See, that's what a man of Elohim will say. And then he went on to say, but if you ever free, if something happens to happen to him, falls off her horse, gets run over by a buggy, drank too much and get liver cancer, I want you to let me know about that. And Abigail looked at him and said, okay, all right, I will. Because she saw that king. See, a woman of Elohim, she sees greatness. She can see it. Even if that man isn't already there, she says, I see where he's going. And Abigail saw it in David. Now she saw it in David. She proclamated. She spoke it to David. Elohim had already assured David. David knew he did. So, sister, don't get me wrong. You're not their prophetess. Don't get all caught up now. I'm not calling you a prophetess. You're not a prophetess. But you do have eyes to see. And you should be seeing with your eyes. She saw what Elohim had already blessed. Women of the world never can see what Elohim has already blessed. That's why they're attracted to the things that Elohim has cursed. Men likewise. And she saw that in him. And she gave him the things that he needed for him and his men. And she went on back home and waited. She didn't have to wait too long. Because guess what? The next day, word got back to her foolish man. And it was told to him that he almost got everybody killed. And he ended up out of his own cowardly heart. Selfish heart. That's the selfishness. This is what selfishness is going to get you. He had a stroke. And guess what else? His heart stopped and he died on the spot. And I guarantee his ass went straight to hell. But Abigail became free. See, Yah will loosen you from a wicked man, sister. Just continue to do what's right, in spite of his wicked ass, if you happen to be tied into one of them. David got word that Abigail was available. And yes, she did become his wife. How did she get there? By not focusing on herself, but focusing on what was right and being able to identify the truth when she saw the truth. What was her truth? David was her truth. When she saw David and saw the work that he was doing unselfishly to protect her and her husband and all their possessions, and they didn't even know it, she knew he was something special. And because she was a special woman, she knew that for her to reach her fullest potential, she needed to be with him, not with him, not with a fool. She needed to be with a strong, righteous man of Elohim, a man who loved, a man who danced naked before Elohim with all of his might. Not always boldly pronouncing and always boldly speaking out. Are you a friend or are you a foe? And she saw that. And she was attracted to that. And she didn't let her naysayers get in her head, telling her, oh, don't do that. You don't have to do this. You don't have to believe that. That's not true, whatever. She said, no, 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 no. I'm going to fight against my selfish self. I'm changing. I am not going to die the way I have been. I'm going to renew myself inside of the truth. In other words, I don't want no man who does not know the difference between Elohim and possessions. What did it profit a man? This is how a righteous woman, this is how you think. You think like this. What does it profit me to gain this whole world and lose my soul? So why should I be exploiting my body? Monetizing my body? Changing my body? Shape-shifting my body? That's what a righteous woman said. Why would I do all that to please my friends? Even to make my enemies jealous of me? Why should I do that? Hell no. That's worldliness. No, I'm gonna beautify myself with meekness. I'm gonna beautify myself with being a humble, quiet spirit. I'm gonna stay in the Word. I'm gonna study the Word until Elohim lets me open my eyes to see my David. And when Elohim opens my eyes so I can see my David, as soon as that opportunity opens for me, I am going to him. Because David, when he sent for Abigail didn't say, well, I got to think about it. I'm not sure. I need time to reflect on this. It might be too hard to live with a king. That his expectations might be too high. That's what these devils tell people. Sometimes that's what these women tell themselves. Well, he's a good man, but his expectations too high. Or they let their friends say, you sure you could be with a man like that? And many foolish women listen to their foolish friends and they reject that man and they end up with some piece of garbage man and their lives are destroyed or ruined. Their life becomes nothing. 20 years from now, if Yah spares this world, which I don't believe he will, in 10 years, 20 years, their situation, that little new house or whatever they got right now, it's going to be an old rotted house that they kept trying to put money in to keep it, and it's just going to fall down on their heads. Nothing's going to change for them. They're going to get older and older, bigger and bigger. Skin going to start to drop. Everything else going to fall away. And they're going to be sitting there alone by themselves with an old man who don't give a damn about nothing at all. Dying in his beer. Dying in his own misery. when you could have been over there renewing yourself, strong in yourself, prospering with the man of Elohim that he gave you, or that he was willing to give you, wanted to give you, but you were too blind to see. You were like Michal. You lost your kingdom for a fool. For fun. You lost your kingdom because of your selfishness. Either you lost it because of a fool, you went for a fool instead of the truth, or you lost it because you were too selfish to see what you had in your hands. And you threw it away because you wanted a whole bunch of stuff. In other words, you wanted to be popular. You wanted the world. You wanted worldliness. You wanted, the admiration of a bunch of people who could never appreciate anything from Elohim. They don't and won't. But you were more concerned with pleasing them instead of pleasing Elohim. So Elohim blinded you to your blessing. Because a woman's blessing is her man and the seed of that man. Children. And if you can't have children, then the man itself. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're past the age of having children, or, you did some things, that's okay too. Elohim had moved. He's not going to hold you for that. He's not going to send you your David because of that. But he won't send you your David if you have a bitter, harsh heart, because you're not going to see him when he comes. You're going to see all those other ones when they come, the lustful ones. And you're going to be flattered. You're going to see the ones who are willing to put money in your pocket, but don't give a damn about your soul. What you're going to see is the ones who's going to run away when debt comes on this earth. Because this famine is coming. They're running out of food. These diseases, they're not going to go away. See, when famine and these diseases start to strike and these restrictions come into play and people can't get the things they need, they're going to come. A lot of you sisters, your man don't even know what's happening. And you try to tell him, like Nabal, he won't even listen to you. Am I wrong? Am I wrong what I just said? Your man don't even know what's going on in terms of the economy. Food, provision. He has no idea of that stuff. And when you try to tell him, he tell you, oh, I don't want to hear all that. Nah, that ain't true. And because you don't have eyes to see, you stay there. So you're no Abigail. Because Abigail would take action like she did. If you were Abigail, you would have taken action. And when and because you would have taken action, again, Elohim would have had mercy on you so you could see your David. And brothers, he would have mercy on you so you could see Michal and get rid of her ass so that he could send you an Abigail. Again, this word is balanced. But like, wickedness, you get blinded, and again, you walk away from your blessing. And right now, with things that are about to happen over the next few months, a lot of you sisters, that house ain't going to protect you. That apartment is not going to protect you. Your condo is not going to protect you. Your truck, your car, none of that's going to protect you. That is not going to protect you. You think it's going to protect you because you have gotten accustomed to this comfortable life that you have in America. That life is going to be taken away suddenly. The book says in a twinkling of an eye, or blinking of an eye, that life is going to be snatched away, and you're going to have to deal with the harsh reality of beast-like men and beast-like women coming to kill, steal, and destroy you. And if you're not in a safe place under the protection of Elohim, in other words, you better have a man who loves Elohim so you can be blessed as Elohim blesses him, and give him the wisdom to know how to get you inside of a safe place, the ark, or get you out of a place that fire and brimstone is going to rain down on, like Lot did with his wife and his 2 daughters. You had better get with him, or you're going to, the same thing that happened to all those people, that's what's going to happen to you. I'm going to say it to you again. You think you're safe. You think your life is comfortable as long as you keep a job, as long as you got money in the bank, as long as you got a credit card, as long as you got your EBT card, your welfare card. You think that the government is about to cut you off because it doesn't have anything. It's giving you money that's worthless now. Why you think they're so willing to give you money? They know that money is worthless. The money is worthless, sister. Yeah, you can still get things with it right now, but give it a little while, that money is not going to be able to get you anything. Then what you going to do? Oh, I'll just sell my body. Why would somebody buy your body when they can just take it? That's the old saying, why buy the cow when you can get the milk through the fence? Did you hear what I just said? There's an old saying that says, why buy the cow when you can get the milk through the fence? In essence, they ain't going to give you no money for your body. You're not going to be able to use your body as an income, as an ATM machine. No, you're not. You're not going to be able to use men as an ATM machine. They're going to come and they're going to take what they want from you. Because you're not going to have anybody to stop them. And if you do have a man, if that man is not serving Elohim, that man is going to abandon you. He's not going to fight for you. I'm telling you, he is not. He doesn't even fight for himself. You say, well, how you say that? Does he love Elohim? The reason we men stand with Elohim, because we're fighting for ourselves. We're fighting for our family. We're fighting for our soul. Is he doing that? Oh, yeah, he do that because, he's just not strong. But look, sister, if he ain't strong, he is weak. If he is weak, that means he can't protect you. Open up your eyes. Brother, the same thing. Is your woman fighting for Elohim? Or she just wants you to the degree where she'll just, go along with your foolishness. Because that's what Abigail had done. But she didn't stay that way. She came to the realization, she came into herself like a prodigal son. She's like, I'm with a damn dog here. These men are dogs. This kind of man is a dog. This man is a dime a dozen. I can get one of these men anywhere. And a lot of you sisters, yeah, I'm talking to you now. A lot of you sisters have walked away from a king or a future king to lay with dogs and pigs. Because see, the man that you with, anybody could have him. Because he don't have any expectation for anybody. He's a dime a dozen. You can get one of them on any corner, on any street, on any store, at any job. You can get one of them. They're a dime a dozen. Look around. They're all around you. All of them chasing after you for one thing. Why do dogs chase female? Why do male dogs chase female dogs? Because they want to have sex. In other words, they see them as bitches and they want to get that bitch. Dog and bitch is the same words. Don't get in your feelings on this. Don't get in your feelings. If you're around there sleeping with men because they want your body, you are a bitch, and he's come chasing you like a dog. A male dog chases a bitch, a female dog. So if your body is the thing that causes men to want you, or he's saying to you with his action that he sees you as a bitch. Are you a bitch? Don't answer DFG. Just look at your life. Are dogs chasing you? If they don't love Elohim, they're dogs. He said the dog goes back to the vomit, the pig goes back to the mud. If they don't love Elohim, and Elohim is not the pinnacle of their life, the focus of their life, then they're dogs. And if those dogs are chasing you, that means you're a dog. In essence, you're a bitch. They're happy with it. They're happy with it, and you're okay with it. You might say, well, I'm not trying to get them. I can't help if they want me. Says who? Let me say it again. You might say, I can't help it if they chasing and they want me. I can't help that. That's not true. That is not true. That is not true. Because as soon as one of those men says something to you, do you say, hey, don't talk to me like that. I'm a woman of Elohim. Don't you open your filthy mouth. Hey, don't you say that kind of stuff to me. Hey, you got a wife. Don't you open your mouth to me. Don't say nothing to me. Do you say that? If they're always talking about how you look, are you changing the way you look so that you are not tempting them to talk to you like that? So, you're self-deceiving if you're saying you can't do anything about it. You don't want to do anything about it. If you want to be honest, that's what you should admit. You don't want to do anything about it because that's all you got. If you don't have Elohim as the central focus of your life, that's all you got is what you got. And that's going to fall away. Sooner or later, that is not going to be enough to keep those men chasing you. Just so you know. Oh, I'll get a husband. You're going to get a neighbor is what you're going to get. A fool. Oh, yeah, he'll put a ring on it. I was at work the other day and they had this song saying, if you like it, put a ring on it. Y'all know that song? I think it's Beyonce or somebody, Destiny Child, somebody. If you like it, put a ring on it. Oh. Yeah, all right. He going to put a ring on it and you're going to be with him saying, I have made a huge mistake. But it's going to be too late for many of you. You're going to be just like Michal. Too late. Just like Ahab with Jezebel. Too late for you, brother. You went in, I just want a woman who just, as long as she look good, she got makeup on, she fine, nice ass. That's all I want. And I'll do anything to make her happy. I'll let her do my bidding for me. I'll let her do my business for me. I'll let her help me pay my bills and help me, get my credit right. You ain't nothing but old weak Ahab. And you know what happened to Ahab? Elohim killed his weak ass. He looked at Jezebel because she was all made up, all dolled up, strong woman. I'm going to take charge. Feminist. I'm the boss. Unhappy wife, unhappy life. Well, her ass got thrown to the dogs again. See, you see how dogs keep coming back into this conversation? Dogs are written all through your book, by the way. Yeshua called a woman a dog, so don't get mad at me. He said it's not right to give the bread of the children to the Israelites. He said not right to give the Israelite bread to dogs. He said it to a woman. If you knew your book, then you would say amen, DFG. And many of you, male dogs and female dogs, and you don't even know it. If you're not, he said all outside the gate, Revelation 22 and 14, all that are outside of Elohim are dogs. If you're with a man and he does not love Elohim and he's not demonstrating it every day, you're with a dog. You're chasing a dog, or a dog is chasing you as though you are a female, bitch. Is that what you want to be? No. Most of you sisters say absolutely not. Then what you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it then? Because if you do nothing, that's called being complicit. Inaction is an action. When you do nothing to change, you encourage the same thing. I'm going to say it again. When you do nothing to change, then you're encouraging the sameness. It's like that definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. You're insane. In other words, you're out of your mind. You're seduced. You're being manipulated. You're self-manipulating. You're fooling your own self. You're reprobated. In other words, the truth is in your face, brother, and you can't see it. The truth is in your face, sister, and you cannot see it. Because it takes Elohim to open your eyes. And if he opens your eyes, he's going to guide you, if you're a woman, to a man. If you're a man, he's going to guide you to him. Not to your possessions. Not to some wicked-ass women out there. A bunch of whores. He's not going to guide you to, he's going to guide you away from that. I'm proof evidence of that. Yeah, I'm talking about my past. I'm talking about, look, let's be clear here. I'm talking about a life of inconsistency. My life of inconsistency. Elohim tried to bless me. I took my eyes off Elohim, put it on men, women. And every single time, disappointing. Every single time. Brothers, if that's the life you live in, I'm telling you, you better change because your brother changed. Now I see Elohim and his will first. And his will is everything, including a mate. His will is everything. I see Elohim and his will, and all I want is a mate that loves and serves Elohim through seeing Elohim in me. And if she can't see Elohim in me, like Michal could not see Elohim in David, just called him vain and vile, disgusting, an insult to her, then she ain't mine and I don't want her. Praise Yah. And that's the way you had better be. You better be praying, brother, that Elohim open your eyes that way. If not, you're going to end up with a Jezebel. In other words, you're going to end up with a bitch. And she knows it too. Everything out of her mouth is vulgar. You think sometimes Brother DFG got strong words. You ought to listen to what some of these women are saying out here. Using MFs. Using bitch. Using every kind of filthy word you can think of. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of you men, that's what you married up to, or that's what you're chasing behind. Literally chasing their behind. You're chasing their big butt. The place that they shit from is what you lust after. And you don't think you're a dog. Dogs go around sniffing women's, other female dogs' asses. You never noticed that? You've never noticed that. You noticed, but you didn't equate it. You didn't properly apply it. Many of you men are dogs because you behave just like a dog. And many of you women are bitchs, female dogs, and you behave just like one. You go around in your heat, shaking your ass, hoping some man sees it and wants to buy you a dinner. Want to take you to a party. Right? Yeah, that's right. So yeah, you could do something about it, sister. Question is, well, it's not even a question. The truth is, you don't want to do anything about it because that's all you got. That's all you are. Nothing but a piece of meat. And that's sad. Because one day, like all meat, it's going to get rotten or it's going to get eaten. Whichever comes first. One of these dogs going to eat you up. If those dogs don't want you, or when they finish with you, you just going to rot. And you're going to be full of maggots, flies. Now you tell me if it's still worth it chasing these devils out here. That's something you need to ask yourself. Brother, same thing. You tell me. Are you going to be a piece of meat? Or you know what I'm saying? Just for them to eat off of? The female dogs. The dogs eat meat. Wolves. They're really wolves. They're not sure say they're wolves in sheep clothing. So you're going to deal with it. You're going to keep on chasing these female wolves who look good, sheep covered up, their makeup, tight-fitting clothes, exposing, their bodies, using social media to exploit their bodies. Is that what you want, brother? Are you going to be a piece of meat for them? Well, guess what? You're going to rot too in time. And the maggots will eat you as well. Maggots. Maggots. They will eat you as well. They're already eating you. You're just too blind to see it. So I'm going to end this message with this, to both of us, to all of us. Come out while you have time. Come out. Maybe this message is for you, brother. Maybe this message is for you, brother, to open up your eyes, to let you see. Yes, you are a dog. Yes, you have been a dog. But dogs are not going to live in eternity with Elohim. You're not going to inherit the promise, brother. You're going to be like Nabal. You're going to end up dying. You're going to be some man sitting in your chair with a stroke. Some man sitting in your chair with high blood pressure, taking all kind of medication. Where my medication at? I need my medication. Babe, can you go get my prescription for me, babe? Babe, I'm sick. Babe, come. Baby, I can't go to work because I ain't feeling good. That's who you gonna be. Baby, you know, I think I got the COVID. Yeah, that's your destiny. That is your destiny, you piece of meat. If you don't choose Elohim. And if you're going to let these female bitchs draw you away from Elohim, then you deserve what you get. And you're going to get it. And it's going to be hell to pay. Literally and physically and spiritual hell is what awaits you, brother. Many of you are going through it already because you know you're with a bitch. And again, you women, you're with the male equation. Dog or wolf. Just wants you for what he can get out of you. And when he finishes with you, he's going to shit on you. And he's going to leave you by yourself when shit hits the fan. And shit is about to hit the fan. Things are about to get really, really bad in America. Really, really, really bad. And I told you, if you follow this channel, I've told you for years and years, because Elohim has shared it with me, what's coming. I'm telling you, it is about to get really bad. And you had better make a decision. You better make a decision now. See, my mind said you better make a decision soon. No, you better make a decision now. Soon gonna be too late. A lot of you sisters, you with men who have no provisions whatsoever. Whatever provisions they have that they're throwing in front of you, that provision is not true provision. They don't own a damn thing. All that stuff is just glitter to distract you or to attract you. Tell them to go cash it all in and then see what they have. You're going to find out them fools in so much debt, they are prison slaves to debt. They don't have anything. That house they're living in, they don't own it. That car they're driving, they don't own that car. The bank owns that car. They're paying car notes and mortgages. When you're paying a mortgage or a car note, that means you don't own that. Don't you know? You don't own that. This is my car. This is my house. No, it's not. The bank owns it. The people who you're paying them, right? You're giving them money for what? Something that you own. When you own something, it belongs to you solely. That means you got the deed. You got the deed to your car? Do you have the deed to your house? Then you're a slave to that thing. Most of these men that a lot of you sisters are chasing after, who got so much all this stuff, tell them, show you the deeds. You're going to find out they don't have no deeds on nothing. They have no land. They have no property. They have nothing. They're not going to leave you nothing but an old rotten corpse when they're too old to get it up. Or you too worn down for them to want to get it up. Whichever comes first. And one is coming. One of the two coming. If not both. So it's time to wake up, brothers. It's time to open up your eyes. If that woman don't love Elohim, leave her ass alone. And you say, well, I do. Look, she needs to demonstrate it. And I'm not talking about the ones who want to put a scarf on for Sabbath and put a scarf on for Pentecost and all that crap. That ain't nothing but deception. Elohim says, I don't want your sacrifices. He says, I want your obedience. Did not he tell that to Saul? 2 Samuel, I want to say chapter, we just read that 7, I believe, 6 or 7. He told Saul, look, to obey is better than the sacrifice. He told him, you are in rebellion. I don't care about your sacrifices to me. I don't care about the way you dress yourself up, make yourself look. I care about what's in your heart. And if in your heart is not serving me, like Abigail was willing to serve David, Elohim said, you're not my woman. If you can't find it in your heart to serve my man, you're not my woman. If you got the audacity to criticize my man because he's not doing it the way you think he should do it, you're not my woman. Just so you know. And brother, the same thing. If you're running around here chasing ass for access, so you can, do your, whatever it is you call yourself doing, you are a fool. And you're going to die in your own vomit. You're going to die in the mud. You're going to die in the gutter. And I'm talking about sooner than later, I might add. It's time to get serious, guys. It's time to get serious. And sisters, I'm gonna say it to you again. And maybe y'all won't let me say it to you ever again. But I'm gonna say it to you again, sisters. Look, what is about to come, if you are not with someone who loves Elohim, that's being guided by Elohim, you are going to be destroyed. I'm telling you, this is going to get really bad for you. I know you don't believe me. I know you don't believe me. Just like Lot's sons and daughters didn't believe him when he told them to get out of Sodom and Gomorrah. They didn't believe him. And look what happened. Same thing when Noah told the people, look, it's going to rain. It's going to flood. Change. Stop being unrighteous. They didn't believe him. And there are many stories in our book. See, those are the ones we know the most about, Sodom and Gomorrah and Noah. But there are many stories in our book where the people did not believe the messengers. And they all ended up dying. Some of them were eating their own children because they were so hungry. Many stories like that. You follow this channel, I'm giving you some scripture to show you that women and men were eating their own children because they were starving. Things that got that bad. That's what's coming. So keep on. If you think that using your body to exploit your body, to get money, or to get attention from men, and you're not doing anything to change that, I get it if you're a beautiful sister. You're an attractive sister, and men want to look at you. I get it. I understand that. I'm saying to you that if that's what's drawing these men and bringing these evil spirits in your presence every day, what are you going to do about it? Because you have to do something about it. That's why Elohim said that you should dress a certain way, because that certain way would turn those men off. It would stop them from coming at you like that. Why you think so-called black African men don't chase after Muslim women? You know why? Because those women are covered. Most of them got their faces covered. Most of them have their bodies covered. And guess what? When those men see those women, they don't even look at those women in a sexual way. The Muslims in that area, they might be a bunch of idol worshippers, but they got that part right. I'm talking about the so-called Nation of Islam women too. Go look at them. They got things on their heads. They got gowns on. Look at them. And nobody's lusting after those women. Those women are highly respected because of the way they dress. You're being disrespected because of the way you dress, and you're getting mad at men like me for telling you about it when I'm just telling you what Deuteronomy 22:5 said. I'm just telling you what Elohim. You said you believe in Elohim. I'm just telling you what Elohim said. And you're saying, I don't care. I want my dogs to keep chasing me. Okay then. Well, you're going to have the same destiny as the dogs going to have. And in other words, let me read this and then we're done. This is your destiny then. If you don't want to change, or you're not taking responsibility for what's going on in your life, by blaming, well, it ain't got nothing to do with me, I can't help it. I can't help it. That's the ultimate cop-out. Well, I can't help it. Well, I can't help it if they like this. I can't help it if they're doing that. See, that is a lying excuse from Satan. It's Satan telling you that you can't do something about it. Our book say, greater is he that is in you, or at least supposed to be greater is he that is in you than he that's in the world. You're supposed to have something in you that's greater than the world that allows you to do something about it. When you say you can't do nothing about it, you're saying that the lust spirit that you're encouraging in them is stronger than the Rahook that's supposed to be in you to kill the lust in them. You're supposed to be like deodorant or Raid that kills the roaches. Or off that repellent. Your body should be a repellent to wicked men, not attract honey to wicked flies. Your body's supposed to, garbage, or filth, or trash, rotten stuff. See, rotten things attract flies. Your body shouldn't be attracting flies or maggots. Your body's supposed to be like a repellent. That when they see you, there is no physical attraction. They're attracted by your heart your kindness, your service. In other words, the Elohim in you. That is what's supposed to attract a man. That's what David saw in Abigail, her beautiful spirit. And that's what he rejected in Michal, her hatred, her softness, her own arrogance, looking down her nose at the man of Elohim because she didn't like the way he acted. Brother, are you a dog or not? Are you chasing BITCHs or not? ES. Are you chasing BITCHES or not? Sisters, are you a BITCH? Allowing yourself to be used as a piece of meat under the guise of you just so attractive, they just can't help themselves. When these dogs come, these dogs just can't help themselves from sniffing my ass for sexual access. They just can't help themselves because I'm so fine. That's the mindset of a dog. Let your brother tell you out of love and respect. I'm talking about the love of the word, not my love. But let's end this message with the destiny of dogs. Let's end this message with the destiny of dogs, just so you know what awaits you. Just so you know. If you think it's okay, you blow what I said off. You just say, I don't care what he says. I don't agree with him, so therefore I don't have to listen to him. Okay. Will you listen to Elohim then? Praise. Look here. This will show you that this is the power of the Ruach. I did not have, you see this? You see me, I'll show y'all, go back and rewind the video. You'll see me turning the page. I did not know I had this marked this morning. Look how Elohim is ending this message. If you think I am wrong, I am not, sisters and brothers, on my very soul, the soul of my daughter, soul of my mother, all those that are important to me, on my soul, I'm telling you, I did not have this prepared this morning. But here it is. Takes us right to it. Revelation 22. Look at this, verse 14. Blessed are they that do Yahuwah's commandments. Look, if you're not keeping the commandments, including 22 and 5, you're not blessed. Now, don't get angry. I'm just warning you. You're not blessed. If you're not keeping the commandments, this is what it says. Some of you got a cipher. I know you got a cipher. Get your cipher out right now. As you listen to this message, stop listening, get your cipher, go to the book of Revelation, go to chapter 22, and then I want you to read this, verse 14. Blessed are they, blessed are you. If you're saying you're blessed are you that do Yahuwah's commandments. Now, who told you weren't supposed to keep the commandments? A wolf. That's a male dog. It's a wolf who told you that. And you listen to them. What did that make you? He said, blessed are they that do Yahuwah's commandments, that you might have the right to the tree of life, that you may enter the gates into the city. You know what the true of life is? That's eternal life. That, in other words, it means you're not going to go to hell if you're keeping the commandment. That's what it means. Because some of you are reading, I don't know, okay, that's what that means. The tree of life means that you get to reign forever with Elohim and the streets of gold and all those promises. The whole reason why you got saved in the first place. You got saved in the first place so you wouldn't go to hell, right? That's why your mom and daddy took you to them damn hellhole called churches so you wouldn't go to hell, so you'd learn about Jesus. Now we know that that's part of it as a lie. It's Yeshua, and that he came for Israel, for us, to re-guide us, using men like myself to enlighten you so you can come back to him. So you recognize that you are the original people. That this is your history book, written for you, that was stolen from you by your enemies, by our enemies, the people who hate us, all around us, and even the people who are like us, who are amongst us that hate us too. Remember Judas? Amen? But look what it says, verse 15. But this is look at this now. I want you to listen. I'm going to say it slow. Praise Yah. It says, verse 15, for without those who are not going into, those who do not keep the commandments, okay, just so you know who he's talking about when he say those who are out. Again, remember this, 14, blessed are you if you do Yahuwah's commandments, including Deuteronomy 22 and 5. I know you guys getting sick of me talking about it. I'm just telling you. Again, I was a big proponent of not doing it myself until I was corrected. The Rahut chastised me. That's why I took a different position on it. Why? So I love him. That's why I changed. You love him, but you won't. I love him and I change. You love him, but you won't change. Go figure. One of us is right and one of us is wrong. I'm following the commandments. How can I be the one that's wrong? According to you. Or according to whoever telling you whatever they told you. He goes here, those who keep the commandments, they have the right to the tree of life. And they're going to enter into the gates of the city, the New Jerusalem. In other words, paradise to come. But, without those who don't keep the commandments are dogs. So you say you're not a bitch. You say you're not a wolf. Sister, you say you're not a female bitch. Brother, you say you're not a wolf. In other words, Satan. A wolf in sheep's clothing. Which is just as wicked and evil. No good. Can't wait for y'all to destroy your wicked ass, man. Evil, evil, evil. Bringing all this debauchery, lust into our people. I'm talking about you Israelites. Got our women prostituting themselves all over the damn place because you won't stand up and be a man of Elohim. Got them full of lust because you chase after them like a dog for their bodies instead of for their hearts. But without are dogs. Oh yeah. And if you want to know who else is, you want to know what company you keep if you're a dog? If you want to know how Yahuwah sees you if you're a dog, sister, brother, this is the group that Yahuwah sees you with. This is your group. All right, this is your class. These are the people he classified you with: sorcerers, whoremongers, murderers, idolaters, and liars. Are you a dog? Are you truly blessed? Are you Michal? With her wicked selfishness, couldn't stand to embrace the man of Elohim because she was jealous and envious. Called him vile when the bitterness and the vow was in her heart. Because she couldn't see the king. When she had him and she couldn't see him. Abigail didn't have the king, but she knew of the king. She went in the presence of that king before he even was king. She saw it. And guess what? She demonstrated what a queen actually looked like. And you know what? Elohim blessed her for that. Because she became the wife of David. And she did bring forth him many blessings. So again, are you Abigail or are you Michal? And brothers, are you Ahab? He was a king too. A weak, effeminized, emasculated dog, crybaby, sissy, old woman, take care of me. That foolishness. I'm tired. I can't do nothing today, babe. I'm sick, babe. Hey, babe, can you help me get my credit right? Or you that little weakling so-called man? You ain't no damn man. Chasing after everything because they got the scent of sex on them. Sniffing the bitchs out there. Are you him, Ahab? Or are you David? Bold. Coming right back to us and who you think you talking to like that? You think that me serving Elohim is vile? You think that me obeying the commandments of Elohim is vile? Well, I'm going to tell you something. You're vile, and not only are you vile, You're going to die for your wickedness. Amen? That's the book. In case you don't remember what that is, that is in 2 Samuel chapter 6. It's the last verse there. Go find it. That's what he told her. You got the audacity to say something evil about me because I love Elohim, but you ain't saying nothing evil about these niggas out here in these streets who's chasing after you for your body because you won't do anything to stop them. Well, you're nothing but a dog, and you're right there. You're going to be right out there. You're going to the same place the murderers, the idolaters, the liars, and all the other abominable ones are going. You're going to the same place. You're going to burn in hell for eternity. DFG. That's it. Bye now.